Hi listeners, this is Tubalon Detector with Jacek Golański. Season 1, Winter in California.
I met Jacek 3 years ago at a Vipassana center. Something like that.
Enjoy.
Tubalon Detected.
Cześć, Hal.
Hello, Hal. Nice to meet you. I hope you've had a nice trip from Poland.
So, could you tell where are we and who are you?
We are at 1556 35th Avenue, Oakland, California, United States of America. My name is Ryan. This is Hal. And this is Jacek.
Let's role play your day first, just tomorrow. So it's 11th of December 2018.
Today was actually one of my students' birthday, and since we weren't at school, I'm going to have to make it up to him tomorrow. What I do is, in the beginning of the day, when they have advisory, it's not like a serious class, so I can kind of go into the class and disrupt a little bit. I bring in a guitar, and then I say, "Hey, I heard it's somebody's birthday!" And then we sing happy birthday, and usually it's just me.
And what kind of reaction do we expect from the person having a birthday today?
They're usually embarrassed, of course, but, they have that little smile that I can see, and afterwards, they never say, "Hey, don't do that again." So, I'm gonna keep on doing it. Then I have to teach chemistry, which is tough because I only just started a month ago, and I'm not trained to teach chemistry. I do want to teach them scientific method. We're working on that because even though they're in 11th grade, 10th grade, they still don't remember how the scientific method works. And I think it's pretty useful in everyday life, testing out different hypotheses and experimenting.
Could you describe how the space that you are teaching in looks like?
No, this is where it gets a little sad. We're in the library, except there's a divider between our side of the library and the real library. So you have this wall that doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling, and you can throw things over it, which happens way too much. It gets crazy when there's another class on the other side. It's a huge room when there's 15 students and one, maybe two teachers. We don't even have the single-person desks. We have like 3 of those and then some long rectangular tables, which are not the best for our kind of students. But, oh well, I guess other classrooms have to use them and not ours.
That's not so much different from the school experience that I remember from Poland. I don't know even if now there are those single-person tables. And after school, what will you do?
Oh, I don't know. Probably watch YouTube. I'm probably going to eat some instant ramen pack because it's delicious. After that, I don't know. That's kind of what I do. Yeah, pretty boring, I guess.
What time will you go to sleep?
Oh, usually by 10 o'clock. Wake up at 5:45. That's like a solid 7 hours or so. Yeah.
So let's then imagine next day. You would think of it as 12th of December. But this time, when you wake up, you immediately acknowledge that you are not where you went to sleep. You are in a dark, small room, uncomfortable bed. When you look around a little bit, you see that there is a small kid in that bed with you.
Oh my God.
What do you do?
I'm going to try not to scream, but I'm going to be screaming in my head. I'm going to check if I'm wearing clothes.
Yes, you have a lovely pajamas. You discover that your body is much, much smaller than you would expect it to be.
Okay. I would probably try to sneak out of bed, not wake up the child. See if there's a mirror in the room, because I want to see how old my face is.
There are reflective surfaces, at least. Window. Do you want to switch on lights first, as it's night? So it's not so easy to see any reflection in that situation.
I don't have my phone. Okay. All right. Pajamas. Do I risk going outside of the room? If I want answers, I'm going to have to go outside the room.
There are doors clearly without any lock, so it's inside of some flat house.
Ooh, so if I'm stuck in the room, I think it's time to wake up the child. I want some answers. But it's always better to get cooperation instead of demanding it. So I think I'd have to, I could try whispering, maybe see what my voice is like. That could tell me what my age is.
When you stood up from the bed, it's not hard to reach the handle of the door, but it's significantly higher than it was. Height-wise, 1 meter and 20 centimeters, maybe?
Okay. Then yeah, I would probably want to start waking up the child gently. Start a conversation.
This child looks like it's 5 years old, maybe. White-haired, like Ginger, actually. It's a little bit grumpy, and it's saying like, no, nie, jeszcze nie.
No help. Okay. No help from the child. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if I'm sleepy, maybe go back to bed. Maybe do some Tai Chi or...
You have some moves that would fit in a tight space. You can make maybe 6 steps in one direction and 2 in another.
Yep. As my master said, you can do Tai Chi in any space you got.
First of all, your body is amazingly flexible. Like, woohoo! This is nice. But when you want to make some exact things, you are not used to having this body. Head is maybe a little bit too heavy. It's easy to flex, but the proportions are quite a bit different.
That makes a lot of sense. And that's also why Tai Chi would make a lot of sense. That would probably be the fastest way to relearn how to move again. Gracefully, not stumbling or tripping or these jerky movements, but keep it fluid and even at the same pace as my breath. Tai Chi would be good for kind of aligning those movements to my new body.
Nice, you have that one going for you. So still when it's dark, you start to hear some movement in the house. Some grown-ups, you can count 4 voices. Very clearly, they are speaking some language different than English.
Okay, then I'm going to do what I used to do as a kid. I'm going to go in bed and pretend I'm asleep. I'm just going to pretend I'm asleep, try to gather as much information as possible.
There are 2 females and 2 males. I don't know how good you are with recognizing languages.
I think I could tell if it's an Asian language or a European language. Okay, European language. In that case, I could probably narrow it down even to Slavic language versus a Romance language.
Slavic.
All right. We're getting somewhere now. Yeah. I think I would just want to keep on listening, maybe see if I can pick out a word that's repeated over and over again, maybe. One thing when learning new languages is just hearing the spaces in between words. That is something that everyone has to learn how to do.
Such an interesting aspect of it, empty space that would be obvious in writing if you know the alphabet. It's very unclear actually with spoken word. But also like when I'm editing those recordings, some people will have syllable after syllable very clearly delineated, and some people just flow from one to another. Like most people will have those sounds, but some very comfortably just do it from the beginning to the end, and then start the word properly. But some will just go from that to a word, and it's very hard then to clean up if you would like to. So after some time, you feel that you really need to pee.
Okay. I'll try waking up the kid one more time. Just, hey, where's the bathroom?
So he is grumpy for a while after you try, like, not aggressive, but almost, przestań mnie budzić, o co ci chodzi? But after a while, like, he's clearly awake.
I would probably cross my legs and kind of dance to make it look like I have to go to the bathroom.
He's starting to dance with you and laughing at it and being amused.
And then that's when I get angry and start banging on the door.
He just opens the door, and there is a corridor behind it. Just in front of you, there is a stronger wooden door, and on the right there is closet door, and on the left there is more of the corridor. It's maybe 10 steps long, and there are some winter jackets, winter boots.
I would probably want to start trying to open the closet door, Because if I have to go to the bathroom, then that's an easy excuse to just start looking through the whole place. So I'll probably look in the closet, and then the door on the left, I'm guessing it's locked. Maybe it's open.
If you are inside, there is this mechanism that if you will rotate it, it's going to open. And even if you are not familiar with that, it's obvious.
But I'm on the outside.
You're in the inside of the flat and outside of... Yeah, it's a very philosophical question if you're outside or inside. I don't know.
The lock, I can't.
You are inside of the space that the door are protecting, so you can open it.
Okay. So I'm going to open it to see if it's the bathroom.
There's another corridor with 2 doors, 2 other flats on the left and 1 on the right, and then another bigger, much bigger door.
In that case, I will close it and leave it like I found it, and then I'll continue down the original corridor.
When you are going down the corridor, first you see open door to another very small room, and there's some woman doing her hair. There's another door closed, and then in front of you there is room to kitchen. It's open. It's like very, very, very small kitchen. And on the left, closer to you, there is another door opened, and there is some guy shaving. That's where bathroom and toilet is. All those rooms are unusually small.
So I guess I'd just be waiting at the door of the guy shaving, because I'm pretty sure I have to go pretty bad now. I'm going to have to go bad, and I want the shaving guy to like take his time, but, you know, let him know that I'm there. So...
No, yeah, you are discovered almost immediately with some greetings like Cześć Wojtusiu, jak ci się spało?
I just hang my head in shame because I don't know what he's saying. Maybe I'll even start crying. Who knows?
Before this large confusion happens, the shaving guy very kindly removes himself from the toilet facilities.
Oh, great. Whew. Relieve myself. Okay. So then I go...
I will not go into the details, but there are some obvious differences. All of those guys are Caucasian, and there is a mirror here. You have quite dark hair, somewhere between 6 and 8 years old.
I'm Asian in real life. Am I Asian in...
No, you're also Caucasian.
But I still have my memories. Oh, boy. Whew, this is rough. I think I'm gonna lock myself in the bathroom.
I'm assuming that you're just trying to think it through somehow, or get grips with it and check if you're awake. But after 10 minutes, somebody just opens the door and the shaving guy continues what he was doing there, talking to you and expecting reply.
So I guess this is where I have to start speaking in every language I know. Just saying, I don't know. No sé, yo no sé. Korean would be, 몰라, 나는 몰라. Danish would be, I guess I could say I can't speak Polish. Jeg kan ikke... Oh no, I'm forgetting Danish. Oh, jeg kan ikke tale polsk. Yeah. So between those 4 languages, I would just say that, shake my head, and like...
No English in that mix?
Yeah, no. English. I don't know.
Of course, everybody in the house paying attention, like the spaces are so small that everybody is hearing what is going on, and those 2 people that I mentioned before, the other doors that was closed opens, and some people much older than those 2 are coming, trying to investigate. Co się stało? And when you start speaking English, the younger male, you speak English?
Uh-huh. English. Only English.
Why not Polish?
Am I in Poland right now?
Yes. Bartuś, you are in Poland. Why are you surprised?
What did you just call me? What's my name?
Bartek.
Bartek? I'm Bartek?
Yes, Bartek. You are Bartek. How do you know English?
No, wait. What's your name, though?
Bartek, I'm your father, and I'm Andrzej. He's a little bit flabbergasted now, but...
I don't understand why I don't know Polish. I don't know why I know English. That's what I would tell Andre. I think in the beginning, I don't know if I want to say that I was an Asian guy in the United States who was a school teacher. I don't think they're ready for that, so I'm not going to say that at the beginning. Just want to keep getting more info on who my new persona is.
I understand the long-term idea, but like how you are dealing with the situation that is unfolding now. He's very confused, and he wonders, how do you know English?
Yeah, I would say I don't know. I don't know how I can speak English. And I wonder where all my Polish went. I wonder if it got switched overnight or something like that.
Do you want some breakfast?
I would love some breakfast.
So he says something in Polish to other people around. Everybody's very, very surprised. He brings you Polish-English dictionary. Very, very small booklet. And there are two booklets, one Polish-English, one English-Polish. And you are getting toast with cheese and some kind of sausage on it and tomato sauce. You see through the window that it's winter. Snow that would be probably as high as your knees. And what strikes you quite a bit, there's not many cars. And there are small and old models, but not mint condition, but new in that regard.
Okay. I would probably want to ask to see a doctor. Look in the English-Polish dictionary for doctor and just point to it.
They're very cooperative. Everybody very worried. And
we're thinking the same thing.
in like 2 hours, you are in the waiting room of doctor's office. Doctor speaks some English.
What am I going to tell the doctor? Yeah, I guess just ask for a checkup and see how I'm doing. A regular doctor wouldn't be able to check out my brain and all that, and that's probably where the real answers would be. But at the very least, the doctor could do preliminary.
First things first.
Yeah, just make sure the basics are working.
Family explains what happened, and the doctor very quickly have the same idea that you, that somebody else should take care of it. But also there is talk of priest. Maybe it's supernatural. They are assuming. Even the doctor is okay with that idea. There is some simple checkup, and everything seems to be all right with you.
All right. Yeah. Well, if I still have my mental capabilities, I would probably want to learn Polish ASAP. So that would be kind of like the first step of my long-term plan.
You will for sure be given all the time and peace and food that you need for that, if you want to approach it like this. Yeah, you learn that you still don't have to go to school. That's next year. All mental capabilities appear to be there. I'm just wondering if 7 years old humans have how the senses are working. So you are capable of hearing higher frequencies. Your taste buds are a little bit different. Some food that you liked you will not, and some that you didn't you will. I think you can hear all the sounds.
But brain development is unchanged.
So far that you can tell, yeah. It's easy to learn language. Your brain is capable of gathering knowledge with the speed of a brain of 7-year-old person. And your memory seems to be okay.
I don't know. I think I would be better than a 7-year-old at learning a new language.
If you have some experience with it, that's true, but also on average, children are better at it, so you will be probably better than yourself now, so better than the 7 years old, and even better because of this additional brain power or capacity to learn. How do you think how fast it would take with discipline of a grown-up and a flexibility of brain of a 7-year-old person to learn a language in environment in which everybody speaks the language?
And I have my previous knowledge of the 4 languages too, so that's going to help a lot. I could probably get to conversational in a summer. During this time, I would probably be journaling in English about my life as Ryan Nam and not Bartek to keep a written record before any memories fade.
You were taking care of your body or just learning like crazy?
You know, just enough to feel comfortable in my new body. It's a nice little routine to have.
They were very sweet and lovely through all this experience, just treating you as their own kid, and they are quite capable of showing affection, and everything is going very, very smoothly. They are quite happy, and also keeping it to some extent as a secret. You stumble across some newspaper, there's dates. It's 1989, spring, and you know Polish quite well now.
Okay, then I think it's time to have the talk with the whole family, all in the largest room that we have. I'm just going to come clean in Polish as gently as possible.
I encourage you to imagine how unconditional love feels in that situation. Think about how being of this different size, when they're hugging you, it's like a large presence. How do you treat your brother?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of change my behavior by who I'm with. So however he's acting, I'll react. In that time, I'll probably grow close to them too and having the talk won't be easy for me either. I'll probably throw in a line like, these past few months have been wonderful and, I've had nothing but great times, but I have a secret that I have to tell you. Something like that.
It's very hard for them to believe, but also it's quite hard not to believe. You do know English, and you act much more serious than Bartek did before, preparing some food for yourselves. You function much better than him. They are still thinking about God's intervention, but nobody actively started to search for a priest or, I don't know, anybody of that sort. You think that they are a little bit afraid also, like it's not blessing, maybe there's some evil thing going on, but after this settles, the father of the family is like, okay, and what do you want to do about it?
I would probably really feel bad for them because they are missing their son, Bartek. So maybe Bartek and I got switched and that Bartek will be born in Ryan's body in the next year in October. And that maybe we should make a trip to California in like 1995 when Bartek and Ryan's body becomes 5 years old. Maybe we'll see if Bartek is in that body. Maybe I'll have to start by saying we should start saving up for money now, and I will help in whatever way I can.
They're surprised with that idea. They just hugged you, said that they have to think about it, and yeah, there is some talk about how to get to California. And you told them that you are from the future, or?
Ooh, I guess I would. Yeah, because I would probably talk about stuff like the internet and computers and stuff like that, and how easily available they are, cell phones.
They are curious about future and what you can tell them about it.
Yeah, what kind of history would they be interested in? I could tell them who the next American president would be, but I don't know if that's that important. H.W. Bush will be in there for another 4 years.
There is quite a lot of power in knowing the future. Do you have some ideas how to use it?
No. With the family? No, I can't think of what I would do with the humble little family in Poland with what I know now. Because, yeah, everything I would say would just be like sound hypothetical and sci-fi stuff.
Your plan so far is to go to California?
When Ryan is able to be speaking basic English. Would he be speaking Polish?
That gives you like 5 years. What would you like to do with those 5 years, knowing the future?
Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of jobs for a little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old. Like, it's not like I can invest in Microsoft.
I think you can try to convince the father of the family. And I think it would be good to make a short break now.
All right, so where were we?
You said the story to your family. They asked you what do you want to do with that. You have this idea of going to California in 5 years or so.
And they're fine with that? They're on board for a family vacation to California?
There is so much time between now and then that they still give themselves time to decide on it, maybe at some other, a little bit later date.
Guess I would try to fit in the meantime. I guess I'd be going to Polish school and public school. Is there a public school?
There is school, but they have nothing to teach you. And it's overcrowded, sometimes 30 people in the classroom, and I don't think that you would enjoy that environment.
I don't know. Sounds like good experience for future teaching.
Okay, but for how long you think you could keep it up? You would go there at age 8 and they will ask you to write a page of letters A and say that Allah, it starts with that day after day.
Okay, wait. School's not mandatory?
It is, but do you really want to deal with that?
I mean, if that's what everyone else is dealing with, I would probably want to find out the smart kids in the class and see what we can come up with to entertain ourselves.
Huh, what that would be? Let's assume that you have some open-minded 8-year-old people around you.
Maybe we'd sneak back and forth like notes that we write to each other. Jokes, maybe.
Okay, I'm now just wondering how creative one can be. Maybe there is gold there, actually. Like, who knows? For sure, after a couple of months, that's gonna be very unique group of minds. Your guidance.
Yeah, this is where the teacher and me can come out and try and bring out their potential, push their limits almost, intellectual limits and capabilities.
How large you would like to have that group?
It's got to be less than 10, more than 3.
All the time the same people, or it's like a couple of classes with rotating students?
Well, I would really want to keep this under the radar from the institution. And probably keep it a secret group. Same people. We could hang out after school too.
Yeah, that is very possible. What are your requirements? Who are you taking to that group first, and then what you are doing after school? There's not much electronic entertainment. There's 2 channels in TV. Most kids are outside, even in winter. There's lots and lots of time to eat through.
So I'd probably want to form a group of imaginative, creative kids who aren't afraid to speak their mind. And then maybe if we have just a little hangout plot of land to ourselves, I could lead them in a role play. Something where we just pretend and make believe, and we all have our own roles.
A great idea. Do you try to contact your parents, or you want to surprise them?
I think it would be a surprise. Ooh, maybe I could write a letter to my brothers, because they would be in high school by then. So I could write to them in English. I don't know if I would want to warn them. I don't know if I would want to tell them who I am. Yeah, what would I write to them? I guess that I will be visiting them soon. Signed, the mysterious stranger.
I'm just wondering, what will you do till that date?
Since it's a new country for me, I would just want to keep on learning about it. So maybe I would roam pretty far, check out other cities, and I don't know how much I could sneak away by myself. Like at that time, would people care if there's just a kid by himself?
I would say not too much. Of course, if you will go to some places that kids are not allowed.
Hitchhiking?
People would try to contact your parents. That entails doing it in person, as not everybody has a phone, and this family doesn't. So that wouldn't be too easy. But with permission of your parents, and they would give you and buy some tickets, you could travel on the train and nobody would have problem with that, and they would point you out to some family members in different cities. So yeah, you can travel and you can have this club of curious people. You are a teacher, so you have better guesses about it. Starting in age of 8, after 5-6 years of that kind of guidance from you, what kind of people you think would that produce?
Yeah, I bet.
It's being 14, and also you yourself. You can be the best of the best. You can be a wonder child. And I'm guessing that they also would.
Yeah, I'm guessing we would probably be very opinionated.
If somebody is will communism fall? I think yes. Or in some cases, not for a long time yet. Cuba? Don't count on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess depending on each of the kids' interest, they could be innovators or just come up with new ways of doing things. It could coincide pretty well with the end of communism, if there's a lot of different opportunities for them to get their ideas out.
You having this knowledge that you have, would that mean that Facebook would be started in Poland and Twitter, and also which you would like to spare the world?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd have knowledge of so many things that we could avert, but I'm only one person, so I feel like I would only want to prevent any problems that are in my immediate surroundings as part of my normal life. I'm wondering, okay, 9/11 then. That's a huge one, but so far outside of my normal life, either as Bartek or Ryan. Plus, I have no way of knowing how to convince the people who do have the power to prevent it. Hey, believe me, this is going to happen. I don't know how that would work. I think I would try to not influence what the future would be too much, especially when I have no way of knowing if the future would pan out the same way as it occurred in my previous life, so to speak. Especially if I now have this life as Bartek, then I am no longer the same person I was before. It's hard to imagine now.
when you go to California to check what happened, nothing happened. There's a young kid, no Polish.
Okay.
So what would you do from then till 2018?
I think I would go back with the family. Yeah, I guess I would try to accept my new life as Bartek. Again, feel so bad for the family. They lost their son. No idea where the real Bartek went. I don't know. Jeez, would we hold a funeral for him? I mean, there's no body. Just be super thankful to the family for hosting me as I transition in this new life. I guess I would hope that in my time in Poland, it would give me some sort of direction on what I would want to do with my life. But I'm guessing I would want to go to college. Maybe if that group is still around, we could go to college together. That'd be fun. Yeah, jeez. This would kind of depend on how attached I am to the family. If I really love them a lot, I wouldn't want to go too far. I would want to be able to visit them. So maybe continental Europe would be good. Who I am currently, I would want to go to France. So that would definitely be a destination. I don't think I could really see much beyond that, because who knows what experiences will shift me into new directions than the one I'm currently seeing from. The future gets murky after that.
Okay. Would you like to connect with Ryan's family?
After the California visit? No. I don't know. I guess I could check back. I would want to check back after 2018 to see what happens to me after the switch into Bartek's body. That would be very interesting.
Oh yeah, that's another question. No, a device for yourself?
No, I don't think so. No, definitely not. No way. He's got to learn lessons the hard way.
Very kind of you. Very, very kind. And I'm not joking. That can be worth it. Like, maybe that's better. It's very interesting question what one should do if there is some moral responsibility for that. And if yes, what and why? I would give myself some advice. How was this game for you?
Pretty interesting and really kind of pushed my imagination, which is why I suggested doing that to the kids in school. Because, yeah, kind of forces you to think about things in a way you don't normally do. It's kind of cool stretching those muscles out.
Is there some specific reason you didn't give yourself some very bold goal to be a sage?
Now that you've mentioned that, I think I would want to do Vipassana as early as I could. Just to start young would be great. But I think other than that, there isn't really anything so big that I want to, change everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know how to reach all of the Tubalons that I talked with. If you have questions for them or would like to contact me, write. My email is fishgoat@gmail.com. Goodbye.
So I am back. Because I chop up a bunch of green onions and toss in a couple of eggs, and it's delicious.
Like maybe.
Maybe no help.
But
Well, I mean
Uh-huh. are spoiled. So or whatever. But like oh.
So hello. Feels like you're really staring at me with that light. You want to blink, baby? I feel like I might want to give up at that point. Because if I'm a child, kind of helpless here.
They are again with Cuba. So not of this kind. Like you have some Polish bullshit. Yeah, like I do agree. Like it's
so yeah.
for sure.